The Attorney General's office in the US state of Alabama has said it has no intention of prosecuting fertility clinics or the families that use them, following last week's ruling by the state Supreme Court that frozen embryos be considered children. Many IVF providers have halted treatments while they assess the ruling, and some Alabama senators have said they will introduce legislation to protect the industry. The frontrunner for the Republican presidential nomination, Donald Trump, emphasised his support for the treatments.
I strongly support the availability of IVF for couples who are trying to have a precious little beautiful baby. I support it. And today I'm calling on the Alabama legislature to act quickly to find an immediate solution to preserve the availability of IVF in Alabama, and I'm sure they're going to do that.
Our North America correspondent Nomia Iqbal has more details.
There is still ongoing shock, anger and confusion here in Alabama. People are trying to grapple with what this Supreme Court ruling means. Alabama is a deeply conservative state. It has restrictive reproductive rights. And I spoke to two lawyers. Politically, they have different views, but both of them had children via IVF. And they're worried about the direction in which Alabama is heading.
I understand people looking at it from the outside are probably curious that how did we become a state where if you want to terminate a pregnancy, you have to leave the state, and if you want to initiate a pregnancy via IVF, you have to leave the state. It's like we find ourselves in this weird position where we're forcing some women to have the children they don't have, and we're preventing other women from having the children they won't. And, you know, without going too far into all of that and what's right and wrong, it is, you're right, it's a very interesting situation, and we have to figure it out, and while at the same time ask ourselves, how in the world did we end up in this place?
The biggest concerns are that people forget about us, and they don't think about us because we're just Alabama and we're just a conservative state that, you know, it's just, oh, we're all country bumpkins, don't worry about them, it'll never happen here, and the next thing you know, it's happening in other states that are ultra conservative.
Now, at the moment, there is a bill that has been proposed by Democratic lawmakers in Alabama which aims to protect IVF. There are Republicans here who want to get on board, but it's a tricky situation for them to navigate because there are groups in the state which are very conservative. They describe themselves as pro-life and they back the Supreme Court ruling. But then there are groups who are also conservative and describe themselves as pro-life who say that this ruling has gone too far and describe it as extreme. So it's a case of trying to balance both of those opinions. But I think there is a sense, certainly for Republicans here, that there could be a political backlash, which is especially significant in an election year.